Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Eric. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of this wonderful place behind me. Probably the most epic, most insane, fanciest, coolest car car dealership you have ever seen in your life. I'm here in Hefei, China, Anhui province. This is NIO Park. This is where NIO has opened their second factory. And here at their second factory, they also opened the biggest NIO House in China, and for that matter in the world. NIO House is a place, if you don't know, where NIO users can come and hang out, chill, drink coffee, experience the NIO lifestyle. Now, here at this NIO House in particular is actually a little bit different from other NIO houses in China, and that's because this NIO House is open for everybody, not just the sales floor, but the cafe, the lounges, the joy camp. Anybody can come here and experience NIO life and what they have to offer. So I'm going to take you inside and we're going to have a great time exploring this incredible place. All right, so when you first get into the NIO House, what you see is the car showroom. Right now they only have 4 cars on display that are purchasable, as well as the EP9, which was the fastest electric car at the Nürburgring in Germany for a while. I think it's been surpassed possibly. Anyway, right now we have 4 cars here on display. Of course, we have the all-new ES8, the all-new ES6, we have the ET5 Touring, and the all-new ET7, or the 2023 ET7. These are what we have here. There's more room for more cars. I don't know why there's only 4, but that's neither here nor there. So as you come in, you can see, much like in the NIO House in Oslo, which you need to watch that video if you haven't, they have this kind of staircase, kind of resembles the fjords. However, these are not fjords. What this building actually represents is the NIO logo. You can kind of see it here. If you know what the NIO logo looks like, it's round, but it also has kind of like a half moon shape. So this upper floor is the top of the NIO logo, is the half moon, right? And then, yeah, essentially that's what it is. Another great thing that I always really appreciate NIO for is how they highlight their users, right? The people that own their car. So this is a rotating exhibit of art from NIO users. So this is all photography. Maybe in the future they'll have paintings and things like that. Because actually at other events like it, in Europe at the launch in Germany, or even at the Shanghai Auto Show, they also had exhibits in their temporary NIO houses of NIO users' art and stuff, and they've had paintings before, they've had photography. Even, you might remember, they've had some of my photography up, like at NIO Day in Suzhou. And they've also had, my NIO user story, which you can watch on this channel when they filmed a video of me as a NIO user. So they really, really highlight their users, and I really appreciate that about them. It's very much like a people-focused company, design-focused company, and environmentally eco-friendly focused company. And these are all things that I think are important, and community as well. So over here to the right of where we enter, we have the pickup center, delivery center. They're cleaning the cars here. They've already delivered 4 cars today. Right now, it looks like they're going to deliver 2 ET5 Tourings over here, and they're going to deliver an ET5 Standard Edition right here, and an all-new ES8. Now, what I learned from talking to the NIO employees here is that at this NIO House, there's 3 in Hefei, sorry, but there's 2 at the factories. There's Factory 1, also in Hefei, which I've taken you to before, and there's Factory 2, which I'm at right now. But at this NIO House in Hefei, the second one, they deliver between 10 and 20 cars per day, and then at the other one, they deliver more. This NIO House only has been open for less than a month. It opened August 28th. So here in the car showroom area, we also have NIO Power display. We have the 500 kilowatt charger, supercharger here, which are going in all around China. Massive amounts of infrastructure being built out, as well as power swap station, of course. And then you have the home charger. This is a 20 kilowatt DC charger, which is very, very fast for a home charger. And then you have this wall right here that tells you how many power swaps have happened in real time. Right here, already 28,752,805 power swaps have been completed. I don't know if that's only China or also includes Europe, but for sure, nearly 30 million power swaps have been completed. You can also see how many power stations there are. This is dark blue is Huandianjian power swap station. Light blue, kind of tealish, is superchargers. And then you also have power journeys, which NIO likes to promote, like where you can go using NIO power, that sort of thing. Really, really, really interesting. Huandianjian, 1,827 power swap stations. We got 522 power swap stations on highways. And then we have superchargers. We have 1,740 supercharger stations with 8,369 like power swap cords, right? Like these things. Okay. And then we also have destination chargers, which are slower ones, like at hotels and sort of things like that, where you can charge overnight while you're at your destination or at a national park, that type of thing. I used one in Shangri-La, actually, in Yunnan a long time ago. So 1,378, those are slow chargers. Back here we have the forum, which most NIO houses have. This is where users can come and participate in activities, meet each other. Maybe new users usually have events at the forum. Here we have videos about NIO power and NIO cars and stuff like that. Introduce a new user to the brand. We also have a tree here. There's actually a couple trees you will see as we go through this NIO house. This is the first NIO house that has real living trees inside. Now, I asked NIO about this because I said, it used to be that every NIO house would have like a green wall that was alive, and now some NIO houses don't have that. And they said, well, that's a couple of reasons for that. One is some NIO houses, they might not have access to real natural light and good light, and it might not be great for a green wall to be installed. But they try to always have very, airy, spacious, natural light NIO houses. Sometimes, again, in shopping malls, it doesn't work that well. But they said they're going to try when they have flagship stores like this is the flagship NIO house, the biggest one. They said they're going to try to have more living plants, more trees and other things. You'll see it as we go through here. Just over here is actually the factory, Factory 2. You can see cars being worked on. That's actually the paint shop right there. You probably can't actually see the cars being worked on. I can see it with my eyes, but you probably can't. So this bridge right here connects it. In the future, NIO users will be able to go and take tours over there. They said probably it will also be open to the general public, like NIO fans, but they're not quite sure yet how it's going to go. But I would very much like to come and take a tour of the NIO factory in the future when it's possible. Okay, so here actually next to the factory in the back of the NIO house, you actually get information about NIO Park, which is like an industrial park that is not only NIO, it's a different kind of NIO. It's NIO with an E. It tells you a lot of information about it. It tells you what cars are being built at the factory here. So in this factory we have ES8, EC7, ET5, and ET5 touring only. At Factory 1 you have the rest of the cars. It tells you information about like their stamping shop right here. Spot welding, stud welding, arc welding, high strength pull riveting. A lot of stuff that I know nothing about, so I don't even want to try to explain to you. Body shop here, we learn about adhesives, rivets, screws, laser welds, more stuff I don't know about. And then we have stuff about the paint shop. One thing that I think NIO doesn't get enough credit for is some of their colors. Like a lot of other car manufacturers, not just EVs, car manufacturers in general, don't really have such amazing colors and color variety like NIO has. And so that's one really thing that's special about NIO. Like, I mean, just look at that, the ET5, all the colors, you can get it. All right, so here we have a meeting room, which you're more than welcome to use. Just when you come to the NIO house, you can sit here and do your work, have a coffee or whatever. You can also rent a meeting room if you want to have like any kind of event. You can rent that with your NIO points or with money. I asked NIO about how many people really take advantage of renting a meeting space. And they said, here at this one so far, it's only been open less than a month. A couple times people have rented out the space, but not usual. But she said that at the one downtown, actually quite a few people do take advantage of that here in Hefei and probably all across China. Okay, so next we're gonna go up the stairs here. There's some cool displays. You got car models, ET5, ET7, ES8. You've also got this gold EP9, commemorative badges for 100,000 cars, 200,000 cars, 300,000 cars. So here is the bridge to the factory, which again, not open yet, soon. And then you have some information about NIO's brands, NIO Life, Blue Sky Lab, EP Edition, Nomi, and NIO Racing. So this NIO House is actually different from other NIO Houses because this is the first one where you can buy stuff, like buy products with money or with NIO points. Typically speaking, if you want like a NIO Life product that's on display, what you would do is you would just buy it on your NIO app with your NIO points or with money. But here you can actually purchase things. So if you're a NIO fan, maybe not a NIO user, maybe you're a NIO user in Germany or Europe, for example, and you end up coming to China and visiting, what you can actually do is you can come here and buy some stuff. So here we have some Nomi brand stuff, Nomi skateboard, Nomi frisbee. Nomi is the digital assistant in the car. NIO footballs, which I've never actually seen in the app. I think these are really, really cool. I was thinking about getting one of these Nomi footballs. Maybe bring it back to America, toss the old pigskin around. Then you have NIO Racing here. And you have more Nomi gear. And then these little models here are exclusive to this NIO House in Hefei. Oh, I just broke it. NIO House in Hefei. This commemorates this being the F2 factory. And you can move the robotic arms around. Pretty cool. You can only get this here. And actually this NIO House here is a lot more busy than I expected it to be, considering it's about 40 kilometers from downtown Hefei. There's nothing out here, it's just industrial, just factory. All right, so over here on this other side of the upper floor is Blue Sky Lab. And Blue Sky Lab is like their kind of really green, sustainable fashion brand. So it's all made from like old recycled discarded car parts and things like leftover materials from the manufacturing process. Like this is an airbag, right? These are seat belts, right? All this stuff is recycled from the manufacturing process. Then you can get something like this, which is a coat, a jacket, puffy jacket, made out of airbag. A little bit rough because airbags are rough, so you know, probably not the most comfortable thing in the world. And then you have a seat belt right here. Pretty fashionable, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a fashion maven. You have like even numbers from like the part numbers and things like that that are still part of it. All of these bags, shoes, everything in Blue Sky Lab is made from recycled material. Even recycled like PET plastic bottles, like this bag right here is all made from recycled PET plastic. And then also you might notice here this rattan kind of display stand. This is what they use in like the ET7 and some of the cars, right? This is like the wood trim. So that's also kind of natural, recyclable, fast-growing wood material. And then over here we have some NIO Life products. You know, got a lot of big-time designers like Tom Dixon. I'm assuming he's a big-time designer. I've heard his name before, and not just from NIO. Usually, he just has really, you know, good designers and high-quality material, and you can get lots of really, really cool stuff. Which, if you watch this channel, you know I have a lot of NIO Life products. I'm wearing one right now, and they have all the stuff they're highlighting from the countries that they launched in Europe, like Germany here. Notebook, license plate, beer, of course. And one other cool thing I really like about NIO is they really highlight like the designers that they work with and artists and people who actually make, you know, make the things that we enjoy. It's easier just to have somebody make it and not really think about who made it. But NIO really, I like that they really credit the artists, so that's cool. And here in this room is called a studio. Also, you can rent this room if you want, probably watch a movie or do whatever you want here. But it's called a studio. Maybe have design talks because we're up here in the kind of design area. That's it for the top floor. We have a couple more things to see, so let's go back down. All right, so we're back on the show floor, showroom. Again, you have a nice living tree here, some living plants. And we have plants that are alive here, real plants in the planter. Very nice. Tree here, and then on this side is your cafe. And a lot of people here buying drinks. And then of course we have Joy Camp for kids. So no kids here today, just put my camera in there. No ball pit, but they do have Brio trains. I think those are from Denmark, right? I love those things. Those are always a lot of fun to play with. Maybe if I can find it, I'll insert a picture of myself as a child with my Brio trains. Over here you have a NIO tour guide giving a tour, I think probably for another company coming to visit NIO, I would assume. You know, one thing about China that I don't know if America does it, because I never really worked in America like professionally, but in China, whenever you have like a company, you always invite other companies to come and take tours. And so somebody's job is always to like tell you everything about the place. 2 people picking up their ET5 tourings right now. Congratulations to them. Actually, tomorrow or the day after, NIO in Hefei will deliver their 10,000th car just in Hefei alone, which is, I think, a pretty big accomplishment because, like I've mentioned a couple times probably by now since I've been in Hefei, Hefei has kind of traditionally been like more of a not so developed city, kind of poorer place, but it has developed a lot in recent years, which, again, if you watch this channel, you know. But they're going to have a big kind of party, I guess they said, in a couple days to commemorate the 10,000th car. And I'd say that's a huge accomplishment for NIO in a 3rd-tier city like this. If they can start delivering cars in that kind of quantity in lower-tier cities, then they're going to have a lot of success. If they're only delivering cars in Shenzhen and Shanghai and Guangzhou, it's going to be a long road to hoe. So anyway, out here is 3rd generation NIO power swap station. And yes, this is a power swap station that is open to the public. And you know, it's not just for the factory or just for the NIO House. This is online, open to the public, and you also have the 500 kilowatt chargers over there. So obviously no customer here, but yeah, we also have that here. And then all the way, the rest of this place, massive place, is NIO Factory. All back there, all back there, all back there. And I cannot go there, unfortunately, today. Maybe in the future, I will be back. So if you've made it this far into this video, make sure you like, you subscribe, you follow, you donate, you do all that good stuff that every YouTuber wants you to do. And I really appreciate it if you do that. Now I'm gonna go back inside, I'm gonna try the city drink, the signature drink for Hefei. A lot of people in China or online will say that NIO is kind of like the Apple of China, like from the fan base and how loyal they are and how they really hype the products up, to kind of the design language and the company culture. It's all very much like Apple. And then you come and look at the NIO House here at Factory 2 in Hefei, and you say, wait a second, this is kind of like the Apple headquarters in Silicon Valley in Mountain View. Big round glass building. Not quite as big, not quite as glass. You know, I remember there's all the stories about Steve Jobs having like really perfection, details of perfection on the giant round, slightly curved panes of glass. Well, actually, this glass is mostly straight, you know, it's a square building really with a round kind of top. But it's still very much reminiscent of Apple. And then of course you have NIO being a very eco-friendly company, right? Like a carbon neutral building and green space and, you know, not a gas-powered vehicle, an electric vehicle. They have water and they have green, and they said the water and the green is supposed to be like harmonious design with nature. Have they accomplished it? I don't know. Who's to say? I think it's quite nice design. You can see how the round water goes around the whole building, aside from, you know, where you have to walk to get into the building, but it goes around the whole building and it kind of lines up perfectly with the round shell of the building. Very nice. Literally goes around the whole building except for the doors. And over here we have a little kind of canal lake type retaining pond, I guess. Again, just right outside of the NIO House. They really need some koi in there, but they don't have any koi. Right now it's just kind of mosquitoes. Maybe if they could build some flowing water a little bit, it'd be nicer, because right now it's very stagnant. You can see the green algae growing. Now I don't want to get in trouble because NIO's been kind enough to invite me here and always been very good to me, so I don't want to go too far over here. But this is all employee places over here. What they've told me is this is kind of like a employee cafeteria and rest area, and so everybody in the factory and everybody in the NIO House and everything else, they have probably offices here as well, can go here and get free food every day at lunchtime and, you know, just chill out here on their breaks. It's really very big building. They said there's over 1,000 employees here working, from factory to NIO House to whatever else they have going on here. And then this is the employee parking lot over here. It's quite funny actually, because again, I don't want to go too close and bother too many people, but there's a Wuling Mini there. I'm gonna assume that that's like a factory worker's car. But yeah, there's also a few NIOs in there. You might be able to see. I don't know if these are secrets or not. Probably not, because they told me. So I hope I'm not leaking anything. But they did say that the Alps factory, or the Alps, their sub-brand that's coming out next, is going to be here at F2. So that's confirmed, I guess, if it hasn't been before. And they said that F3 is in Chuzhou, and that's for their next sub-brand after Alps. And they said that's in development or under construction. I'm not sure entirely. Chuzhou is also in Anhui province, but it's maybe an hour from here by high-speed rail-ish. I've never actually been. So this is the signature drink in Hefei at NIO House, Factory 2. Every shop, of course, every NIO House has their own signature drink, which we all know and love. And I have no idea how this is supposed to go. How am I supposed to drink this? But I know the presentation is beautiful. So I looked at the card and I have it translated on my phone. The red Sanhua plum as the main tone, with refreshing monkey quay tea, and then light aroma of grapefruit flower dope, blueberry, raspberry, lemon leaves as an embellishment, and a sip, fruit overflowing, tea lasting, pleasant and comfortable feeling of heart. So usually, actually, in the past, when you had a complicated drink like this, they tell you how to drink it, like what you should drink first, what you should drink second. Maybe there's like a combination. In this case, I literally have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I guess I pour the tea into the teacup here. That's my guess. And I can drink that. It's nice. And then I can also drink this, I suppose. That's my best guess. Let's try it. Sanhua plum. It's not overbearingly sweet, which is nice. Tastes a little bit like, I don't know, fruit punch? I'm really not sure. A little bit like fruit punch, but a little sour. Small sour note, and then sweet. And then the tea is just kind of cold green tea, same as it always is. The presentation is really good, of course, but again, not the most impressive NIO House drink. How do you make so many impressive drinks? Which some of them have been impressive and some of them haven't been. But of course, everybody's taste is different. I wonder who the drink master is on this kind of company. If there's one guy who's just coming up with concoctions from every city or what. But if it is one guy, he's really got a lot of work cut out for him, because how do you make 135 drinks? So NIO, generally speaking, almost always will give out some sort of free gift to users or people who come to visit the NIO houses. Not every NIO house, definitely the flagship ones. You've seen me get gifts in Shanghai and Shenzhen and some of the bigger stores. So this is what NIO Hefei is giving to people who come to visit the new NIO house. We're just going to see what it is. It's a magnet, fridge magnet, and is a representation of the brand new NIO house here. Pretty cool. It's gonna go up on my refrigerator with the rest of my NIO magnets that I have. So soon I will have an ET5 touring and drive across China. I hope, cross my fingers. So